whispers through the trees, chew on the ground, a hush in the breeze. Shoes by the door, I'm walking bare. Through nature's arms, I find myself there. The brook hums low, the tune I know, warm paths of earth where memories grow. The pine needles crunch beneath my
Hi everyone, Peter here. For anyone who's joining for the first time, I'm an enthusiast photographer, hobbyist, recreational, essentially non-professional photographer with a almost exclusive interest in wildlife photography. And in that, I'd say 80-85% of my photography is avian or bird photography. I'm here at home, even though I'm in our travel trailer. Our home is in Eastern Ontario, in the National Capital Region of Canada, in the city of Ottawa. We just picked up the trailer actually yesterday, after it's being in storage all winter, and we're heading out next week for a 2-week trip to a provincial park. It's not really a wilderness provincial park. It's on the shores of Lake Ontario, within about an hour of Toronto, kind of halfway between Toronto and Kingston, which are two, well, Toronto being Canada's largest city, and then Kingston being a somewhat well-known, locally anyway, city south of Ottawa. So it's going to be a 2-week trip, really because of the migration of the bird migration. We're in that period right now, and hopefully shorebird migration specifically. There's some really amazing beaches there that they close, the provincial parks close, to allow the migratory species to move through, and then also keep some of the beach areas and some of the dunes closed if species, especially piping plovers, which are an endangered species, but others, if they begin nesting in an area, they'll close off areas. I just wanted to do a quick update because it's been a little bit of time since I did a video. The last one I did was the how to set up the Pgytech Ultralight backpacks camera cube, and I didn't want to do 2 in a row that were, indoor reviews, but I've been out 5. I think I've done 5 videos and just nothing that gave me any feeling of interest in editing. So I, hopefully we'll get into some real bird photography videos soon, with being out on the land doing shoots. But I did want to do, along with this little update, and another trip further in the summer that I just quickly discuss. I want to do an unboxing. Not really an unboxing, because I'm just going to turn it off for a second, and then I'll open up the box here, and then show you what's inside and just give an initial impression. This is the Pgytech OneGo Solo V2 Sling, and I just wanted to make sure I get the proper name of it down for you. Bought with my own money. Again, this channel is not sponsored by anybody. Doubt it ever will be. And I don't have any really, I'm not looking into ever doing that, no matter what happens with this channel. This was bought with my own money. And I won't tell you why, other than there's a special feature in this sling, and I haven't seen it. I've only seen it on videos, other people's reviews. So I'm hoping it does meet my needs. Otherwise, it will be repacked up in this box and shipped back to where I bought it. I also don't have affiliate links. So if you're interested in Pgytech, I would suggest some camera stores are now carrying it in both Canada, the United States, and in Europe, from what I've been able to see. There are lots of online places that you can also get it through. And then a few of the larger online, as well as Pgytech directly. I think they actually sell directly, and it seems like anywhere in the world. I bought through online just because it was more efficient in the amount of time I had from ordering it to the first trip. That's next week. So anyway, let me turn it over to opening up this box, and we'll have a look at the Pgytech OneGo Solo V2 Sling, and we'll see if it actually meets my expectations, or maybe it'll exceed at least my anticipation based on this initial review. Okay, I'll be right back in a second with the box open. Okay then, so we're back, and you didn't have to watch me clumsily try to get through two boxes, the box that it was shipped in and then Pgytech's box, to get it out. So this is it. I bought the 6 liter. I one time had a large, I think it was a 10 liter sling, and I just found it was too big. Generally, if I'm carrying a sling, I'll have the cotton carrier. I have both the G2 and the G3 models, so the big vest one, and then the new one I bought for Cuba, the Scout model. I actually prefer the Scout, but the Scout, when I'm wearing the Canon R with the battery grip and that 200-800 RF lens, it's a little too much. So that's where the full vest is way more comfortable wearing that. And then if I've got that, I don't tend to carry a backpack. And I know I bought that Pgytech Ultralight backpack to use, and I do know I have to use a backpack a little bit more than I have in the past, especially if I'm trying to film, because then there's filters and all the rest that you might, microphones and all the rest that I might need to carry. But generally, I like to carry my camera ready to go, and then a sling bag gives me the place where I can carry some food, maybe an apple, banana, batteries, the Insta 360 Ace Pro 2, which I use for vlogging. Things like that. Maybe I'm going to carry, if I've got the 200-800, maybe I'll have the 24-240 RF lens as well. If something presents itself, like, I'm out shooting birds and I suddenly see moose or bear that's going to be within, 50, 100 meters, and I need that reach kind of at the 20, in the say the 50 to 100 range, so that I wouldn't have with the 200-800, obviously. So that's why I like a sling. The other thing is, for urban, for trips, the sling, of course, is a little bit more practical. It looks a little bit better if you're in an urban environment. If you're in Paris, Quebec City, places like that. It looks a little bit better, and that's why I got it. Now, the one thing I was hoping, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to fit, is that it could fit the 400x400 EF lens, but I don't think there's enough length, even though the measurements do indicate that there is 12 inches of length here. I can see right now that there's not 12 inches of usable length for a lens. I'm not sure if the 100-500 lens will fit in here. Kind of in this wider spot, I think it might, but it'll definitely hold the 100-400, the 24-240 lens, and all my other lenses. So from that standpoint, not disappointed. It would have been nice to have something a little longer, but I'm okay with that. The material is that very flat feeling, rubberized material. Not my favorite. You know, I prefer some of the recycled nylons and polys that have come out. They have a little bit of texture to them, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not overly upset with that. The other thing I wanted to see, and it's right here. Okay. One of my big negatives in most urban slings, there is an exception. It's the Photocross 10 and 13, and I think they just came out with an 11 that Pgytech make. It was called Mindshift before, but now it's gone over to the parent company name, Pgytech, and it's their sling. It's their outdoor adventure type of camera sling. Those have water bottles on them, and it's one of the only ones. Most other slings, Peak Design, Tenba, the company that Peter McKinnon works with, they're lovely slings, but they have no water bottles. And even though I use the clean canteens, which are almost indestructible, like if I was going to trust anything in with my camera gear that was had water in it, would be one of those, for two reasons. One, they seal really well. They don't leak. The ones I've had have never leaked. The other thing is, because it's an insulated aluminum bottle, you're not going to get humidity forming on the outside, which then you're putting water next to your camera gear, and it just that I just don't get. So the reason I looked at this and I bought this was specifically for this little thing, and this is a water bottle holder. So I don't know how it's going to work. I'll have to give it a try, but you know, Pgytech actually has something here that's fairly that's important, and I think that's a good move on their part. The other thing, you know, like from a size perspective, it looks really nice. Interior size, it uses those origami, and realistically, let's give it to Peak Design for coming out with that engineering those first. I can't see anybody. I'm pretty sure it was them that engineered those. Has some good secondary pockets as well, so you just don't have like one big area, which is probably my biggest negative with the Peak Design sling, and I forget if they call that the everyday sling. I had the 6 liter and I used it for urban trips, and it was fine. But then if you stop to get water, like you're carrying a water bottle around, and it was just not convenient. So I think this is very similar to that in terms of look, but it's got a little bit more storage options, and it's nicely set up. Now, this is going to probably piss off some people, and it'll piss off anybody from Pgytech. Just turn away, don't look, okay? Because I'm taking a swipe at design here. You know, it's the form over function argument. I don't see any form in this, and I don't see any function in this, and that's your little stupid battery indicators. I think that is the biggest waste of plastic, waste of space. It's a gimmick. I mean, some of you probably use them and you love it, and I'm happy for you. But well, first of all, I carry my batteries. Actually, I have one here. So let me just reach over. So here, this is a Tenba version. I use another one that's from Mindshift, or think tank that has a little case in the back for an SD card, but it's meant to carry your battery. So even though I might have a pouch, I still have all my batteries in one of these. Either I have 3 of them that are individuals. This is the one I use for the spare battery and an SD and the micro SD card for the Insta, but I have 2 that are used for my 2 Canon cameras. And I just dropped these in here now with the Pgytech, this bag. They do have place I can put them in as well if it's not in this container. And that's fine. I might use that sometimes. But they also have these large pockets, so I can just put that in the pocket and it's the same thing. You know, like, I mean, that's how I like things. So if a battery's used, and I put it back in, I'm putting it back in this case, or I'm just leaving it loose because I have the plastic back, and I just put that in here, and I just have the case, I just squish it a little bit and put it beside it, and I know that battery's used. I don't see the point in having a little, whether it's like they use, they're using a magnet here, a little magnet thing. You know, and it's got red or green. And then on the backpack, they have like a little, it's like a little plastic thing with a little lever that goes red or green. I just don't see the point. It would always be either red or it would always be either green. And I would never use it. So what I'm going to be doing is likely taking those 2 little red and green things out and leaving them at home somewhere. But I definitely won't be using them. And I don't want to be mean, but to me it's a little gimmicky. But everything else looks pretty good. It's a nice size. It's got a good spot in the back for probably a tablet. If I was using this as my personal item on the plane, which I might actually. The other thing I wanted to look at, the one thing I will, and I do want to do a review on the backpack, on the Ultralight, the straps. Pgytech, if you are listening, one thing that really would be helpful is making the backpack straps, both the waist and the shoulder straps, just adding a little bit more strapping, so they can be a little bit bigger. I'm a bit big right now. I'm probably bigger than I want to be. At 6 feet tall, 240-ish pounds. I'm on more of the ish than the 240. And I do intend to lose weight, so I know it'll be fine. And if I'm wearing a t-shirt, it's fine. If I'm wearing a very lightweight windbreaker, it's fine. But when I was wearing a heavy winter jacket, the waist belt is just too, you can't tighten it. There's not enough strapping there to tighten it. So if all the straps can be increased by about 3 inches on all the straps, you'd probably be able to accommodate the larger market, people like me. So all in all, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm okay with it. It's a good looking little bag. I think I'm definitely going to keep it. The one thing I also wish it would have had is a zipper back here with a hidden pocket that could be used for if you're carrying a passport. No big deal. Yeah, not I'm not hey, this is great, but I'm also not disappointed with the purchase, so I'll be giving it some tries over the next couple of weeks. You'll probably see videos with me wearing this, as well as I'm going to be bringing the Ultralight backpack, the Pgytech Ultralight backpack, giving that a bit of a go. It's a very flat, not a lot of hiking at this park we're going to, so I probably won't do a review on that pack right away. I might wait till after we go to Algonquin in the fall. And it's a brand new pack. It just came out this year. I think it's you know, it's a brand new model, so anybody who's interested in that pack, you'll have to wait a little longer for a review. So I'm going to turn this off now. It's been, you know, with the coughs and the unboxing to delete. Hopefully this video still will be under 25 minutes, and it'll have some value. And the next video will definitely be out in the field. It'll maybe me lying on the beach sand taking pictures of plovers and sandpipers, yeah, so that'll be the beginning of summer photography, the official beginning of this summer's photography, even though we're still in spring. So thanks a lot for joining me, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.
In the pines they call to me, a hymn of the wild, where I'm free. The wind against my cheek, the soft embrace. In this quiet, I can find my place. Saw a bird with feathers gray and fine, singing his song, his perch on the line. His world is simple, his worries few. Maybe one day I'll